Welcome to another guide to, with me, MrSealyp. The Hodgep EB-4 trailer. That's going to be the focus of this guide to. Why do I need to guide to on a trailer? And it's a fair question. The other question to ask is, and it's a bit harsh on the modder, this is a new mod out, to be fair, by I think it's Patyesz Modding, I think it is. That might be how you pronounce it. I apologise if I got that wrong. The question to ask is it relevant? And that seems harsh, but you'll understand as we go through. The reason I've done the guide to on this is because I like this. I like it because it's different. I like it because, you know, if you are looking to do something a bit differently, this might, you know, it might float your boat. Who knows? This says in the Modhub it has a capacity of 4,000 litres. However, that's not correct. So what we're going to do is have a look at it in the Modhub. I'll show you where it is. We'll have a look at the options available like I normally do, and then we'll have a look at it in operation, and I'll have a bit of a chat about the pros and cons. And there are some pros and cons, and that's you know, that's the whole point of a mod reviewer guide to, is to look at those pros and cons and give people an informed choice. And I think that's the key word here, is choice. So we'll go into the store, and I spent quite a bit of time in tippers, and I was scrolling backwards and forwards and scrolling backwards and forwards, and it's not in tippers. And I started to panic and thought, I'm sure I've downloaded it, I'm sure it's installed, can't find it. I could go like this and find Hodgep, which will probably be along here. You see? There you go, Hodgep, top right hand corner, which is fine. I can go and look at it like that. If you want to find it in here, it's under auger wagons. The whole purpose of it being in the auger wagons is that it's designed to tip into larger trailers. That's kind of the whole point. So if you're running smaller machinery, you're running a small field, whatever it might be, you load into that, then that comes off the field and you load that into a larger trailer. That's kind of the point of it. So if I go across here, there we go, the Hodgep EB-4. Now on here it says capacity is 6,360 litres. So like I say, it's at odds slightly with what the Modhub is saying. And when you first install it, it says 4,000, here it's 6,360, which is an odd conversion. Unless it's 4,000, no, it wouldn't be 4,000 tons, that would be ridiculous. I don't know, but anyway, that's what it is. So well, if we look at it in here, we've got quite a few options available. One of the cool things, reading up a lot recently about all the changes coming in FS19, the store like this is going to be vastly overhauled. There will be 3D versions of the vehicles that you're looking at that I believe you can kind of rotate round and look at from different directions. And when you make these changes, as I'm doing now, for example, if I put that on red, I put it on narrows, I put the rim colour on blue if I wanted to, decal 1, decal 2, and then design colour to blue, it would show me that in the store, which is a really nice change for FS19. That's going to be really cool, because then you can actually see on the screen what your changes are going to look like, and you can make decisions based upon that rather than having to do it, buy it, check it, if you don't like it, get rid of it or lease it or whatever you're going to do. So yeah, but anyway, those are your options available then. You can change the main colour to those three options. You can change from standard, narrows, oh that's it, standard and narrows, rim colour, those three options. You've got decal 1 and decal 2. That's interesting because I couldn't really see any difference. I was a bit confused by that. When I put that on normal, the rim colour on that as well, put it on decal 2, and we'll put that back to its green. I'm going to lease one of those because I wasn't sure. The picture looks different to the ones I've got, and I don't know if that's a console swap over. I don't know if something's gone wrong on that, and I'll show you that in a second. So that's it in essence, but it has got a rather nifty trick up its sleeve, and you've probably seen that if you've looked in the Modhub and you've looked at the pictures available. So I'm going to go and grab a tractor. I don't know why I got a Lamborghini, I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. But looking around them, and this is the point, they're very tidy. I don't know why I went for all blue on this, I'm not too sure. I was just trying out different colours. That's kind of the standard as it comes. We've got all the information on here, and it's very neat, it's very tidy. That is where the decal's supposed to be, and it says decal 1 and decal 2. On mine, I've just got black blocks. I think on decal 2 it's got more of a, we'll have a look at the one that I've just got. It kind of comes up at the top and down. It's a different shape, but again mine's still black. It doesn't have a decal on it, nothing at all, which is a bit unusual. I don't know why. That one is standard tyres, and the one over here is with narrows. They're slightly different, you can just about tell there is a difference in the two of them. This one's got narrows on, but it's a nice tidy mod. I don't think you can attach more than one together. I haven't tried, but I'll give that a try in a second just to make sure. So like I say, this is supposed to be designed as an auger wagon, like an overloading wagon, and the capacity is not huge at 6,000, just over 6,000 litres. Which again, when I said at the start, the question to ask is it relevant? If you're running a small farm and you want something a bit different, this is brilliant. And what I love about Farming Simulator, and what I love about the modders out there, and you'll have people, this is why I'm saying this question, you'll have people questioning, there's no point having it, why have you got it, why is it in the Modhub, it's a waste of time, why are you doing a guide tour on it? Because the beauty of Farming Simulator, the beauty of the modding community is they're providing something for everyone. And whilst it may not be your cup of tea, whilst you may look at it and think it's a complete waste of time, why am I going to bother, I could use X, Y and Z instead, there'll be people that look at that and think that's brilliant, that's going to fit my Let's Play perfectly, that's going to fit my game style, I'm going to enjoy using that because that's something different. And that's what's brilliant about Farming Simulator and modding, is that it's not about whether you specifically love it or hate it, it's about the fact they're giving people choice and options, and somebody out there is going to say I love it. So, you know, that's why I thought I'd do the review. Anyway, this is how this works. It doesn't have your normal, if I want to unload anywhere and do L1, R1 on the PlayStation controller and then triangle, if I do L1, R1 and triangle, nothing happens. What you do is L1 and then right joystick on the PlayStation controller. And if I go, I've got to make sure I do it right, if I go to the left on my joystick, it tips. If I go to the right on my joystick, it comes back down again. So you control the tip function. But what it also does, which is brilliant, it has got a scissor lift. So it does this, which is just brilliant. That's so cool. Actually, I'm going to swing it around the other way so it puts the trailer more in the centre of the screen. It doesn't actually, put it to the other side, that doesn't really help anyway. But anyway, it's got a scissor lift, so you can raise and lower it. Like I say, so what it means is you can use it as an overloader, an auger wagon, and rather than having an auger pipe, you raise the entire trailer up, the trailer bed, and then you can tip it, like so, into a higher trailer, which I think is just great. It looks brilliant, the animation's incredibly smooth, it's really, really cool, and I like it because it's different, it's quirky, yeah, it's just really, really cool. But, excuse me, there are limitations and there are things that are a bit unusual with this, because it begs the question, if it's only got a capacity of, and what it said in the Modhub was 4,000, there are buckets for front loaders and wheel loaders and telehandlers that have larger capacities. So you've got to ask yourself, but then obviously you can't unload into a bucket from a harvester, that's not going to work. So what the concept being is, you can use it for overloading into larger trailers, get it. You can put fertiliser into trailers like this, which makes life a lot easier. But again, here's the downside, and something that's a bit odd, and I can't quite get my head round. If I go up to a fertiliser, solid fertiliser tank like this, and go right next to it and press L3, nothing happens. So I can't load this up directly from the tank, which means I can do it with bags, I could do it with bags, I could do it with pallets, which means I've got to load this up, the EB-4, then I can tip that into, say, this, the Bradale. But then that begs the question, why am I going to load this with bags to load into that when I could just load that with bags? So again, we're back to that relevance thing, is farm dog, is it relevant? And it's a really tricky one, because much as I really, really like it, you've got to then ask yourself, is there a place for it? Would I use it? If I'm going to be picking up bags with a front loader, why am I going to put them into that first, then tip into that, when I could just put them directly into that? Okay, so the next question then is, okay, well it'll overload into a large trailer. That's the whole point. Yes, it's a fairly small capacity, but if you want to take this on and off the field and load into a larger trailer, that's the whole point of it. Surely that's absolutely brilliant. So, I do my scissor lift, and the one thing I have found is, the scissor lift isn't high enough. It will do larger trailers to a point, then it reaches a point where it actually can't reach. Because if I try and tip it now, it won't go over the side. Now I can go right up and it kind of goes through the side of the trailer, and I suppose it probably would tip in like that, but that doesn't look right. That's awful. If the scissor lift had been a couple of feet higher, or well, I know it's been based on I think a real world trailer, so then the question is, if it won't tip into larger trailers, you're then going from a small trailer to a medium-ish trailer. Again, is there a relevance to that? So I know it seems a bit harsh, and like I say, I love it. I think it's a brilliant trailer. I love what it does. I like the scissor lift. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But I'm just not sure, you know? Would I get one? Would I use one? If I was doing a small farm again, like when I did the golden days of farming, absolutely I'd have one of these, because I think it's brilliant. So what I'm going to do is have a look at the decal situation. So like I say, that one's got a rectangle and that's just black. I'm sure there's supposed to be a decal there. On this one, decal 2, different shape, but again, there's no decal, it's just black. So I don't know if that's going to need a tweak, maybe an update, but that's missing on there, and I'm not too sure why. Okay, so now we're going to try something else, and this was something, another kind of hidden gem in a way, but another one of those kind of, oh yes, and then, oh, I'm not sure. Bear with me, I'll see you in a minute, and I'll explain why. So, I find myself up at the BGA, and notoriously the BGAs are horrendous. You get the BGA anaerobic digesters that are lower to the ground, you get the ones with the ramps that lead up to them, and everyone you're thinking, oh finally we've got one where you can tip a trailer into it rather than using a front loader bucket or a wheel loader or a conveyor belt, wherever it might be. And every time you try and back a tipper up to it, it says not compatible with this, you know, vehicle type or whatever it is, you know, it's not compatible, it won't work. So the little hidden gem with this is that you can, and that's quite cool. I like that. So what I'll do now is raise my scissor lift up. I've already taken the precaution of filling up rather than waiting and you have to watch me do all that. Now again, it's not quite high enough, so you have to forgive it the fact it kind of goes through the side a little bit, but now when I tip it, it actually tips into the digester. So we've got a tipper that will tip into the digester, which is really cool. I like that. That's fantastic. So there's the pro. Unfortunately, again, there's a con, because that is 6,000 something litres. If I go to the wheel loader, there are buckets which are already 6,000 litres. There's the universal lightweight bucket, which is about 11,500 litres. So it begs the question again, if I'm going to scoop up from here with a bucket, or even a, you know, whatever it might be, and put it into that to tip into there, why don't I just tip with the bucket into there? Because you end up double handling everything you do. So I don't know. It's a technology that was perfect for its time and is brilliant. And it's cool, and I love what it does, and don't get me wrong, the mod has done a brilliant job on it. I really, really do like this trailer, and that's why I'm so torn. I'm doing this this guide to, this mod review, because I think it's a brilliant, brilliant mod. But I'm playing devil's advocate, because I know as soon as I post it, I'm going to have loads of people commenting, there's no point, what's the point, you can use a tipper, you can use this, you can use a conveyor belt, it's irrelevant, there's bigger auger wagons, and yeah, alright, I totally get that, I really do. But like I said earlier on, this is about choice, it's about options, it's about the fact that there's something for everyone, and there are going to be people out there that look at this and go, I love it, I'm going to use it. Regardless, they're going to use a bucket, they're going to tip into this, they're going to tip into that from it, they're going to double handle it, they're going to use it on smaller fields or with smaller equipment, and they're going to take this off the field and tip it into a slightly larger trailer, because that's what they enjoy doing, you know. And that's the point, I think, behind it all. I think that's my overriding final decision on this, is that whilst it may not have a relevance in that there is machinery that can do it faster and bigger and whatever, it will still find a use because it's quirky, and I think people are going to like it. That's my own personal opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own, but there you go. I've shown you a few different options, things it can do, what it actually does, and then a few of the drawbacks, and that's the point of review, is to kind of be unbiased across the board and give both sides of the argument. So that's it from me for the Hodgep EB-4 trailer from Patyesz Modding. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.